My dear students, welcome back to this session on the critical analysis of the poem The Heart of the Tree. In this particular poem, we shall look at the theme and then the style of the poem. The theme of the poem centers around two important aspects. Number one, the importance of tree for survival. Second one, the concern for the future of the earth. Under style, we shall see four things. Number one, form and structure of the poem. Two, rhyming scheme, and then alliteration and metonymy used in this particular poem. This is the only place metonymy is used, so let's pay attention to this particular figure of speech. Now let's look at the theme of the poem, importance of tree. The poet mentions trees are the friends of sun and sky, which means every plant is an addition as a friend to the sun and the sky, and they are flags of breezes free, which means more trees are giving better soothing winds to this world. The trees are considered as the shaft of beauty. That means every tree that is being planted in this world is giving beauty to the nature. Trees by itself is a thing of beauty. Trees are a heaven near our home, the poet says, which means a tree is almost like a heaven, as it feels heavenly to be near the trees. We all feel very, very happy, excited to be under a tree on a summer day. So, trees are like near our home. Trees are needed for the mother cocoon of bird. Birds require the trees for making its nest, and definitely the song of the bird, the lullaby of the bird, making the entire atmosphere very, very pleasant. In hushed and happy twilight head, that is what the poet says. In the twilight, in the evening hours, one can hear the harmonious songs of the bird from the trees, which hits as the dart hits the treble. Just like the dart hits the treble, the song is coming very pleasant way, in a soothing way. It is because there is a tree which provide nest for the bird. Poet also says trees give cool shade and tender rain, which means when trees grow up, it provides shade and shelter to the people. It welcomes rain. More trees simply means more rain. Trees also give seed and bud for the future generation. It simply means it's a cause of happiness for the next generation. Future generation is thrilled to see so many trees which gives bud and seed for the future generation. Trees are also glory of the plain. It gives beauty to the plain land. Barren land gets beauty when there are more plants. They add to forest heritage, the poet says. We have received it from our ancestors. We have received it from our predecessors, and today we are giving to the next generation by planting few more trees to that entire heritage. They are the harvest of a coming age. It means it's a best investment for good fortune, for good return. If we invest into the plantation aspect of trees, more trees we are planting means the future generation will get very good return. Trees give joy to the future generation. It simply means giving happiness and joy for the next generation. They are thrilled to see so many trees. Trees are also considered, the one who is planting the tree is considered he has got a thought for civic good. He is a visionary, he thinks for the good of the society. That is why he plants. So Farkas thought of the civic good simply means he is a visionary who looks for the well-being of the society. He holds the growth of the nation and the planet. The one who is trying to plant the tree, he is holding the tree in his hand. Trees are key to the growth of the nation, we already know. So these are some of the aspects of planting tree, and this planting tree is very important, and it is emphatically mentioned throughout the poem from the first stanza to the last stanza. Another important aspect, the second important aspect of the poem or the theme of the poem is it is a concern for the future earth. The poet is concerned about the future of the earth. It appears that the poet is seeing the impending destruction and makes an appeal to all. Poet is simply seeing just closer to it. Okay, destruction is going to happen. Therefore, it is important to plant more and more trees. So, poet is making an emphatic appeal to the listeners, to the readers, that plant more trees. Our survival is greatly depending on the forest and trees. Without trees, the world will become a desert. Environmental protection and sustainable development are key terms of today. We already know environmental protection and sustainable development are key terms of today. The person who plants a tree stirs in his heart the emotion of making the world a better place to live in. The poem therefore points to the future to make this world a better habitat. Habitat means a dwelling place, a place where we can live together. The poet presents the man who plants a tree who cares for the planet. It is the person who is planting a tree, that person cares for the planet. Others definitely may not be caring that well. Poet is assuring that if we plant trees, we are simply showing to the world, telling to the world that we care for the earth. World is protected and sustained by so many such people who plant trees. Hence, we need to show concern for the future of the earth. That's all we have as the theme of the poem. Number one, the importance of the tree, and then caring for the earth. Now let's move on to another aspect of the poem, the style of the poem. We will look at from form and structure, rhyming scheme, alliteration, and the figure of speech that is used, metonymy. Form and structure of the poem. Hyperphora or antiphora is used. What is this antiphora? Antiphora is nothing but raising a question and answer. The technique of using this technique is called antiphora. The poet is raising a question in each stanza, and then he is trying to answer that question. And we know every stanza begins with one and the same question: what does he plant? Who plants a tree? And then poet goes on to narrate the numerous benefits of planting the tree, and therefore that style is called hyperphora or antiphora. Rhyming scheme. Let's look at the rhyming scheme. No particular rhyming scheme, but he is using so many rhyming words to add lyrical qualities to the poem. No special particular rhyming scheme, however, he uses so many rhyming words just to add quality to the poem. Example, tree and free, sky and high, rain and gain, heritage and age, wood and good, and so on. These are some of the examples used for the rhyming scheme. Rhyming words are there, not exactly rhyming scheme. And the third aspect of the style, that is alliteration used. What is alliteration? Alliteration is nothing but close repetition of consonant sound. Consonant sounds are repeated then we will get alliteration. Example, he plants a front of sun and sky, a sound, sun and sky. He plants a flag of breezes free, a flag and free. He plants a home to heaven and I. That means heaven, home, heaven. In hushed and happy twilight head, hushed, happy twilight. These are words of alliteration. And years that fade and flash again, F sound. So these are the alliteration used in this particular poem. This is not that difficult. It is simply easy. We can find it out looking at the sound of the words. The last aspect I want to mention very emphatically, the figure of speech that is used here is metonymy. Metonymy is the special figure of speech in which the thing or the concept is called not by its own name but rather by a metonymy. It is the use of a single characteristic or part of an object to identify the entire object or concept or related object. So what we have, a single characteristic, a single feature, a single quality of the object is used or part of an object is used. Metonymy means the name of something associated with in meaning with that thing or concept. Let's look at the example, then it will become very clear to us. Plants or the tree, that's the term. What are the words used to explain this concept? A front of sun and sky, concept becomes very clear. Cool shade, what does it mean? Is a concept related to or something that is related to the object. Cool shade, trees are giving cool shade. Tender rain, concept related to the tree, very tender rain. The forest heritage, plants are adding, it becomes a heritage for the forest, adding value to the forest. Sap and leaf and wood, these are parts of the plant itself. So this way of expressing plant or this concept of plant or tree is actually called metonymy. It is in fact a kind of different name. It is a different name like thing given. So once again, metonymy is nothing but the use of a single characteristic or part of an object like wood or sap, part of an object, or a single characteristic. Cool shade is a shade, or front of sun and sky, to identify the entire object, and we are able to identify who is that front of sun and sky at all time. Is a tree, is a plant. And so this way of expressing is called metonymy. This is the only figure of speech in the all 10 poems that class 10 students are supposed to study. So pay special attention to this particular figure of speech which is coming in The Heart of the Tree by Henry Kyler Barnum. That's all for today. When we come back, we will see another poem. Till then, stay safe.